Hello and welcome to the Tao Manifesting Tarot, the most innovative tarot reading on the internet. Why? Well, I'll tell you very simply. It's the presentation. It's a two-step metaphysical technique. Tarot is our ultimate destination. But I get a little extra help metaphysically as well. I'll lay out some of the details for you. I've done tarot for over 20 years. In that time, I have discovered from my own personal experience, tarot predicts nothing. Maybe once in a while you get a little bite, but it predicts nothing. But that's not its job. Tarot is the science of potential, your potential. Very important, because your potential lets you manifest, opens the matrix to you. It is literally your human kryptonite. Tarot is the science of your potential. Thumbs up, thumbs down. What do you want to do? Tarot transmutation. What it does is bring a specific frequency into your life, makes it available to you. You choose yes or no. It's that simple. So what I do is I take 3 cards. Each of the card has its own particular frequency. I combine all 3 cards into one single frequency. So that it's a clear message. It's a clear destination. It's essential energy. No fantasies, no unicorns, no rainbows, no woo-woo, none of that crap. It's your matrix. It's your potential. It's your kryptonite. You choose. The second step in this is bringing that singular tarot frequency. Remember, 3 cards down into one, taking that singular tarot frequency, making it usable. I do something I call the Cosmic Weather Report. What I do is use astrology, and I take memes or images from the present, from the current time, very often in the news, sometimes not. But what I'm trying to do is to give you an opportunity using the astrology. By the way, astrology and numerology are the science of cycles. That's very important. Tarot, the science of potential. Astrology, numerology, the science of cycles. That's why history repeats. Young people think, and I was just as guilty of it when I was young. Oh man, it's the first time. My generation, my people, we're all coming up with something for bullshit. You're not coming up with anything new. It's been done time and 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 time again. This is just the latest version of it. And frankly, it's not all that different than the versions that came before. But I take that repetitive energy, that repetitive frequency, and connect it to the tarot message. Remember, 3 cards into one? I do that. Combining those two gives you a manifesting frequency and potential. It fires up your kryptonite. So we're going to begin your tarot evolutionary journey in just a moment. By the way, the message for today is you're on the clock. Tick tock. Tick tock. You're on the clock. In other words, time is moving. You better move with it. Because if the clock runs out on you, and it can, you're going to be greatly disappointed. Like I said, we're going to get today's reading up here for you. We're going to do the tarot, the destination, and the path to that destination coming up in just a moment. But I just want to take the opportunity here to visit something called the Cosmic Cycles. It's kind of a brief version of what's coming ahead in the reading. You can see the headline minute by minute. If you've been conscious for the last few years, I'm not saying woke, conscious, you've seen the technical noose tightening around our necks. Deep state has been slowly but surely choking off everything that makes life worth living. Now the end game is at hand. They're getting serious. Time to figure out how to get out from under, or just give up, surrender. Time is up. Playtime over. You got to get in the game. We're going to move on with the reading, but I just want to remind you I do have an email, tao-tarot at proton.me, tao-tarot at proton.me. Good, bad, or indifferent. You can say that you like me, you hate me, whatever. It doesn't make any difference. The connection. That's what's important. Tao-tarot at proton.com. Let's get to the Thinking Out Loud page today. I have a couple of things to get to, and as for some reason this week, well, I know why this week, because Bill Gates is finally having somebody open up his coffin and take a look at him up close. But there are a couple of stories here dealing with Billy Psychopath Gates, talking about crops, climate change. You know, he's changed his mind on climate change. He said, you know what? It's not going to be as bad. I think we're going to be just fine. I'm glad he said that. He's probably made a lot of money. And he did that with the COVID shots, too. As soon as it began to show that they were more of a problem than an answer, he cashed in. He put in initially $50 million into some COVID vaccine stuff. When it looked like the end was done or finished, over, he got out of the market. He made $550 million. At which point he said, well, you know, the vax really wasn't all that successful. So now he's done the same thing with climate change, which is interesting because he's, among others, have been paying for the geoengineering in the skies. You know, those trails where they block out the sun. But they wanted you to get the damn solar panels to get the sun. Wait a minute, you're blocking out the sun, but you want the solar panel. It was an obvious line of bullshit, and now he's admitted it. Here's another one down on the left-hand side at the bottom. Talks about all the money that he has made. He's a cheater, a thief, a fake. You know, he gives himself credit for, setting up Windows. He never did. His mother had a special relationship with the CEO of IBM, helped arrange the deal that made Billy rich. You know, it's the in-family kind of stuff. What he did was he found an engineer, college student, whatever, who had literally designed Windows. And Billy bought it from him for about $30,000, and then he made a few little minor adjustments. I mean, tiny. But at that point, he claimed that he was the one who put together Windows. It's a lie. It's like everything else he's done in his life. He's a psychopath. And, you know, it's amazing. For all the money he has and all the money he's making, he could do good. But every time he chooses bad. Amazing stuff. Up in the upper right, Kari Lake, a gal who has political ambitions, mostly out west, but I think she's expanding. She says Bill Gates profited from his doomsday climate hoax, and now he wants to walk it back. And what we're finding out, Congress now beginning to look, Billy Gates had connections to communist China. They had a deal. You know, it was a fake. And the final story here in the bottom right, the American food system, which Billy Gates is messing with. You know, he's the one that wants that bug food stuff, and he's doing a lot of other things, buying up farmland so that you can't grow food. Anyway, word is coming out the American food system is broken. It's killing us. Wall Street Journal report. Americans eat unhealthy food because the system is designed to poison them. Serious stuff. You go into a regular grocery store, there is nothing, virtually nothing. There may be an exception or two, but that's it. Nothing to eat. I don't care. You go to dairy, you go to meat, you go to vegetables. I don't care if it says organic. They've changed the definition of organic. Again, they have so much money. They could do so much good. And instead, they choose so much evil. Oh, boy. Let's move on to the meme of the day. The world's largest mass murder event did not require a single gun. Rand Paul says he has documented information from all over the world. There are at least 18 million people who have died because of the vax. I say that's just the tip of the iceberg. And you pay attention to news, you see a lot of people in their 30s, 40s, 50s dropping dead mysteriously. In the bottom right, the question is, have leaders lost their integrity? First of all, I don't think they have any integrity to begin with. I don't think they ever did. People who want to lead you usually are the last ones who should. Anyway, the quote in blue here is, I believe many of our own elected leaders are intentionally trying to harm our own country. They're being paid big money to do so. That's the plan. I mean, Billy Gates, World Economic Forum, Klaus Schwab, others said by 2050, 95% of the people on the planet today, 95%, have to be dead. That's why the food is all garbage, is all crap, doesn't do anything for you. That's why the air is polluted. That's why the water is polluted. That's why society is polluted. It's all aimed at getting rid of the 95%. Final is the missing link, tying it all together. The one thing that I really would like you to pay attention to is at the bottom here. The devil always, always takes back his gifts. That's why in dealing with these rich billionaires, I hear a lot of people go, well, you know, we got to protest, man. We got to lock it down. We got to really protest. Protest does nothing. Nothing. It's a fart in the wind. You want to pick up weeds, you got to dig them up by the roots. You're going to have to do with these people the same thing, dig them up by their roots. We think I go up to Billy Gates and say, hey, Billy, you know, you're really killing the planet. You got to stop. You think he's going to listen to me? I don't think so. The guy who runs Palantir. Hey, you know, it really would be nice if you backed off, give us a little breathing room here. They didn't give a shit. They're not human. They don't have souls. So they don't care. And you can't simply talk. I'm sure you could walk away from Amazon. Amazon is getting rid of about 30,000 of their workers for robots. Federal Express is getting rid of about 40,000. You think they give a shit about you or me? Do you think George Carlin got it right? They don't care. They don't care. Here in the United States, 250 years ago, we fought a revolution. No taxation without representation. We have no representation, and we ain't doing a damn thing. We're cowards. They weren't. Tarot reading. Okay, so we got the feeling, we got the essence. All righty. You are on the clock. Tick tock. Time is going. Time is moving with or without you. Okay, so you got the feeling. Now let's go back to the tarot energy. We begin with the Ten of Swords. You're familiar with that card. There's a guy. Looks like he's dead. I suspect he isn't, but boy, he's damn close. 10 swords in his back. He's been lied to, and he knows it. Thankfully, if you look off in the distance, you see the sun rising. So he can come back from the dead, literally. So can we. But the swords mean facts, mean data, mean truth. We have to quit the lies to ourselves. I expect a politician to lie to me. I expect a business person to lie to me. I don't want to lie to myself, and that's what people are doing every single day. That's the 10 swords. There is hope. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Next card is the Four of Pentacles. We're talking about holding true values, and I'm not talking about more cars, bigger homes. I'm talking about love, friendship, peace in your life. Boy, how valuable would it be to have real, true peace in your life. Can't buy that. Can't buy friends, can't buy love. Get the idea of what the true values are? Well, the Four of Pentacles says, I know what they are and I'm hanging on. I don't care what's going on around me. I know what the real deal is, and that's what I'm going to invest in. And the final is the Six of Pentacles. Again, we're dealing with values, but it is reciprocity, being fair. That's all anybody's asking for. You're not going to be, everybody can't be rich. Everybody can't be attractive. Everybody can't be what everybody else is. Everybody has different talents, different abilities, a different fate, a different reason for coming into this lifetime. That's not what we're talking here about reciprocity. We're talking about letting people live in dignity, live the best life they can, as free as they can, and walk their path. Again, it's not going to be the same. You're going to have people who are very rich. You're going to have people who are very beautiful. You're going to have people who are very successful. And then you're going to have people like me who are just the average person. That's a good thing. I have a purpose. I know what that path is. Find your path. That's the true value. So that's it for today. Thank you very much for visiting. Time is up. I appreciate your investing in this time with me. Please remember to like and subscribe. Man, they're doing some tricky stuff. Just found out yesterday, to control the information on the internet, rather than just get rid of a website, you know what they're doing? They're changing the algorithm. You don't even see the website. Nasty dirty. Like I said, they got so much money they could do good, but they always do wrong. More tarot coming up tomorrow. Tao Manifesting Tarot. Hope you're here with me. Between now and the next time you and I do get together, peace and blessings.